What is up, guys? Today I thought I'd go ahead and repair this Heathkit signal generator. Um, Signal generators like this one are made to produce radio signals at a specific frequency by turning the knob, and the signals are generally modulated in some fashion. In this case, this particular signal generator creates an amplitude modulated signal. It's modulated by an audio signal. The user can choose between an internal fixed frequency sinusoidal signal or provide their own by switching the switch to that position and having the audio frequency signal go in this port here. Now, as we turn it over, you might notice, based on the new style capacitors, it's already had a bit of work done to it, as well as additionally, I added an extra tube socket here, which was used as an output amplifier, so I could use it as a amplitude modulated transmitter, seeing as how many of the frequencies it can produce as a result of turning this dial fall within the ham radio and AM bands. And so I've since decided to transform it back to its original arrangement, and that's what we're going to do today. So, okay. So unfortunately, my lighting is not good. Right. Ooh. Might move that back a little bit so I don't accidentally solder my phone. the case of this resistor, you'll notice I didn't actually have the correct value of resistors, a 27 kilo ohm resistor, so I made one. Also, I know you're not supposed to dab the solder from the soldering iron onto the terminal you're soldering, but unfortunately, sometimes it is required to hold something in place. See, now I can let go of that. And I don't know if you guys can see or not. Alright, how's that? There. Again, like I said before, I'm figuring this video making stuff out as I go along. So... Now the other interesting thing is, whoever actually built this, as it is a Heathkit, did not use the correct resistor value in a particular area, and upon noticing that, it's yet another thing I have to desolder. Okay. All right, we are done. Now I'm going to hook it up to my multimeter, which has a built-in frequency meter, and see if we can read the output signal, and also see if said output signal matches the frequency that the dial shows. So go ahead and put the tubes in. Set my frequency meter for hertz, and then attach the negative to the ground and the positive to the radio frequency output. Ground. Radio frequency output. Make sure that the modulation is set for external, and since there's no input signal, there will be no modulation. That means that the audio in's potentiometer is not really useful. Going to set it for the lowest band, since the frequency meter does have a limit, I think around 2 megahertz, and it'll put it well within the kilohertz range. And then go ahead and set the output for maximum output. Since it is a signal generator, the output is typically in the range of millivolts, so we want it to be high enough that the multimeter can actually pick it up. So without any further ado, let us see if we get a signal of around 300 kilohertz. And if not, we know something is amiss. Okay guys, sorry about the continuity jump. What ended up happening was I had made 2 incorrect connections, which prevented the frequency generator from working. I connected this capacitor that goes across here to the end of one of the frequency inductors to the center tap of the frequency controlling inductors, and as a result there was no feedback, which of course meant that there was no oscillation. Now that I have it fixed, I can demonstrate the functionality by connecting my handy dandy oscilloscope to the output, and you'll be able to see so you can see that I set the frequency generator here for about 160 kilohertz. It's at the A band, which is set for 160, and you can see on the oscilloscope here, maybe you can't see, but it's registering about 158 kilohertz. And as I crank the frequency to make it a little higher, and then adjust my oscilloscope's trigger real quick here. Perfect. Maybe you can see that it's set for 250 kilohertz, and the frequency measuring shows that it is at 250 kilohertz. So we have our working function generator. I want to put it back in its metal casing and consider this repair job successful. All right, thanks for joining me, guys. I will see you next time.